Welcome to Your Learning Labs Coaching in Action. I'm Aditi and I'll be your host for today's session. This session will have a mentor coach, and a client. For today's session, we have Priyanka as the coach, Emmanuel as the client, and Madhuri as mentor coach. Once the coaching session starts, you are expected to go on mute and off camera. The coaching session will be for 20 minutes, and after which, the mentor coach will provide feedback and discuss the coaching session. After the coaching session, you may come on camera and interact with the mentor coach and the coach. Please note this is a demo and not a framework or example of the coaching style you should follow. Happy learning, everybody, and over to you, Madhuri.
Thank you, Aditi. And thanks for setting that up. And although Aditi is saying it's a demo, it's a real coach and coachee here today who's here to work on something that they want to. So I'm going to request everybody to look at this as a reflective journey. Whatever is happening over here, I'm calling out confidentiality for everyone stays here. So, although this is getting recorded and there are multiple coaches around over here from various journeys, whether it is your ACC right at the beginning, your PCC, or your MCC pathway, wherever you are. Currently, this is a coach and a coachee who are here, and we'll look at it as one such coaching session and reflect on it as the coach wishes to. So with that, I'm going to invite the coach into the uh, fish bowl, as I can call it. Hi, Priyanka. Hello. How are you doing?
Hello, everybody. Good evening to all of you. And in case there are different time zones, so good afternoon. So I'm looking forward to this session because there is so much to work upon that I have to do as a coach. So I just put myself into this arena to see how things unfold. Yeah.
Priyanka, thank you for doing that. And I think the first step is working on yourself, and that's the coaching mindset which we
Mhm.
have been talking about. So today's session, what is it on your mind? What are the competencies that you want to work on?
Uh, so the first competency is definitely the coaching mindset about the things that we do before the session so that we remain present in the session. And this is something that I recently know that I'm struggling a bit because of the change in the roles that I have been. And the second competency that I'm looking forward is the presence part. To remain present during the entire session because presence is something for me, it has been a bit difficult to stay present to whatever the client is telling. Because for me, as a coach, when my coachee tells something, I'm a very visual person. So, like, two questions pop up that, okay, it can go into this direction, or it can go into that direction. I don't want that to happen. So, I am trying to make myself a clean slate, trying to be a clean slate so that my being as a coach is present during a session and not interrupted by my mind. So that is something I'm trying to do for this session.
Got that. And what would it mean for you to be a clean slate, Priyanka?
So if my slate is all scribbled, right, then nothing new will enter. Or even if it enters, it would be fogged up by the things that are already there in my mind. So this is something that I have been doing, but I feel that now I need to step up so that it becomes a natural state of me being a clean slate.
Okay. And in today's conversation, how would you know that you are in a natural state of being a clean slate?
So today, first time what I'm trying in last 3-4 years that I'm coaching, I am not going for structure in a session.
Okay.
That okay, this will come, then MOS, then this or something. I'm not going into that structure at all. I'm not rushing to concise a session for the growth part. I'm just trying how without structure how a session looks. Structure is there, but it's not something that I will try to fit in.
Got that. Got that, Priyanka. During the session, how would I know that you are being a clean slate?
Uh, when I am able to catch what the client is saying, what by if a word is being repeated many times, I'm able to catch it. The emotions I'm able to catch. Pauses I'm able to see. And for example, sometimes it happened with me that a coachee was telling something and I just said in the similar line. So that wavelength match, that you are on the same plane, whatever he or she is thinking, I also got into that flow. So that if it happens, then I think I would be present for the entire session.
Okay. What else would you like me to look out for?
Uh, One more thing that whenever I'm giving out observation, I think it is 7.1 or 7.2. It is a very tricky part for me, so I sometimes avoid because it can go into that direction. So still, I will be trying to give my observation when and where possible and not make it look at an as advice. So it is a double-edged sword for me whenever I'm applying. So I just want you to look into that whether I'm doing that correctly or not. First. Yeah.
Sure. Got that, Priyanka. And I want to also assure you that after the session, we will be reflecting on what you are working on. This is a non-judgmental space. Although there are coaches from various journeys, there is there is no judgment that will happen, and 100% confidentiality assuring to both yourself and Emmanuel. Have a wonderful session. With that, let's bring in the coachee as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Have fun. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Emmanuel.
Hi,
How are
hi,
you?
hi, Priyanka. I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing good. I think it's
Awesome.
afternoon for you, right? So I need to
Yes,
wish
it
you good
is. It's
afternoon.
afternoon. Yes, it's afternoon here. Afternoon.
So, first of all, welcome and thanks for, uh, coming for this session and, volunteering for it. I just
Thank
want
you.
to say, even though many people are watching it, this is a safe and confidential space. So, you
Right.
can share whatever you want to share. And
Right.
whenever, if any of the questions or you feel that you want to redirect the session, you want to take a pause,
Mm,
or you don't want me to go into that zone, maybe if some of the
mm,
questions you feel that you don't want to discuss over here, then feel free
mm.
to tell me at that moment and we will redirect
All
it.
right. All right.
And
Thank
please
you.
feel free to, whatever gets in your mind, we will explore it together. So we are
Okay.
partner for the sessions.
Yeah. Thank you, Priyanka. Thanks for agreeing to be my coach in this session. Right. Thank you.
So
Oh, okay.
with that wide smile, I would just like to ask that what is something that you want to discuss today, which is of meaning to you right now or importance to you right now?
Okay. Thank you, Priyanka. And so I sometimes ago I had this desire to develop myself. I've been in the field of leadership for almost 3 decades. Yeah, so I've done a bit of counseling, mentoring, coaching in different areas. At some point in time, I felt, okay, you know what, I need to do this at a higher level. So I was thinking of going for a PhD. I have a master's already in psychology,
Mm,
specialization in leadership development and coaching, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, you know what? I need to do something different. I need to go for a PhD. And when I was contemplating on that, I got to know about coaching and how you can be a certified coach. I'm like, okay, let me give it a shot. Long story short, I got in touch with CTT
mm,
and I made my inquiries and then I started the journey. Now I'm on my path to the PCC, the second level,
mm,
and I'm asking myself, I mean, sincerely, I didn't know it was going to be this engaging. I didn't know it
mm,
was going to be this hectic. So now I'm asking myself, are you sure you want to continue with this? Yes, I'm on it already. I have so much on my table.
mm,
Yeah, I have so much on my table, and I'm just asking myself, what do I need to do to stay focused? What do I need to do to ensure that I continue this journey? Because for me, this is one thing I want to do
Mm.
because I love the subject of leadership. Not only that, I'm also interested in transformation. I love to help people. I love to challenge people. I love to push people. I love to see people maximize their potential. So this is the right thing for me, right? But just how do you continue? How do you want to remain consistent? So you're not thinking, okay, maybe if I went for the PhD, maybe it would have been easier, you know, and all that. So that's where I am, and I'm really, because I want to be focused. Yeah.
Emmanuel, when we're talking about coaching, the smile got more wider and wider, and you were so happy while talking about it. I just want to acknowledge that. And
Thank
coming
you.
with the background that you are and still doing all those things, it's really commendable.
Right.
You know, this thing about, continuing with the PCC journey and the PhD and thinking, what made this important right now to be discussed? If you could, shed some light on that.
All right. So, because well, I'm tending towards my 60s, my
Hmm.
60th, right? So I know I need to do all I need to do fast. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm tending towards retirement and all that. And for me, I need to settle on things I will do after my active work life, right? So I want to be sure that, okay, I am fully prepared for retirement, whether it's my PhD or the coaching. Now that I'm in coaching, I mean, I'm already in it. So it is just to now settle down, focus on it, and get it done. That's why it's important for me now.
Hmm. So you mentioned about the retirement age. So, that thinking about, okay, I have to complete by this time. That thought itself, how has that impacted you as a person?
So it puts me on the spot. Yeah, it's letting me know, guy, you know what? You don't have all the time.
Hmm.
It's time for you to get on with this. And then I have a bit of a struggle balancing the coaching
Hmm.
demands with my work demands. Currently, as I speak, there is an executive meeting going on.
Okay.
I had to take permission from my colleagues to come and attend this session, right? So I have a bit of that. My workload is quite much. So I'm struggling to find a balance, but this is what I want to do,
Hmm.
but I'm looking for a balance. How do I create a balance to ensure that I am consistent?
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So, the way you were speaking, if I can take the metaphor of plate that you mentioned, you have too much on a plate. And one of the elements is coaching, which you love and you want to include in the plate.
Yeah.
So if you try to include that in your plate, what happens to the other elements of that plate? Is that what you are referring to, the struggle that you mentioned, or is it something else?
Yeah, yeah. So including coaching on my plate
Hmm.
means I will be sort of ineffective in other areas, which I don't want because I love to do my things excellently.
Hmm.
So I'm juggling many balls, right?
Hmm.
And I'm juggling many balls, and I'm looking at, okay, you know what? I have I'm wearing about maybe like 3 or 4 hats, executive hats, and responsible for many people, leading teams, leading groups, divisions, and all that. And that itself is already a whole lot, But again, putting coaching on it uh, is a personal thing, right?
Hmm.
So, how do I, maybe, do I want to match them, bring coaching into the workspace, separate them, create time for coaching, create time for work, So those are the struggles I have currently. And of course, I'm a family man. I have my family, I have my wife, I have my children, and they don't want excuses. They want to go on vacation, for example, and all that. So,
So the multiple hats,
exactly.
and that struggle is with respect to handling the different hats.
Yes.
So, what is something different that you would like to do with respect to this hats, if there is something that's coming in your mind?
Okay, so um, what is coming to my mind in these different hearts is to see the ones that are top priority.
Hmm. Okay.
Maybe look at the ones that I can, you know what? Maybe I can delegate this. Maybe I can tone down on this so I can create room for coaching. Right. I run a mentoring platform.
Hmm.
I meet with my mentees every week, and that one is not negotiable because it's a certificated mentoring program, right? But I'm looking at what I need to do is maybe pull out all my responsibilities,
Hmm.
right? Because of course, every one of us have 24 hours. Priyanka, do you have 25?
No, sadly, no. I wish I would have, but I don't have. But at
Uh,
least I have that thing that let's make each and every minute count.
yes, exactly. And also, I have 24 hours, and in the 24 hours, I have to accomplish a lot. So I need to know which one is top priority, which
Hmm.
ones can I delegate, which one do I have to maybe, although it's a struggle, to cut off. Yeah, I mean, so it's a whole lot. So that's why it's a struggle, that's why it's a struggle, right?
Hmm. What to cut, what to keep, what to lose.
You
That's what
get
I'm
it.
hearing. Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
by the end of this session, okay, what is one thing that if you get hold on, if you get from this session, then it would be a valuable session for you?
All right. So if I have an idea of
Hmm.
how to just create a balance,
Okay.
I'll be fine. If I have an idea of, okay, what do I need to do? What steps do I need to take? What do I need to consider
Hmm.
in getting a good balance? I don't want one part to suffer
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
of the other part. You understand? And well, I don't want to say, we always say you can't eat your cake and have it. Uh,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm sounding as if I want to eat my cake and have it, but that is not it, basically. It's just trying to make sure that important things remain important, right? Just like my retirement, coaching is also important, and just put everything on a balance.
Hmm. Now you're making me hungry by talking about cake, huh? So, you mentioned about balance, Emmanuel. So,
Yes.
for you, what does balance mean?
So balance means I'm able to give proper attention
Hmm.
to what needs to be given attention to per time.
Okay. Earlier, you mentioned about efficiency, how it's important for you. That is what it sounded. So if we put out balance and efficiency together, what can you make of these two words? How do they interact with each other?
Okay, mm, so mm, I think if I have a balance, if I find a balance,
Hmm.
I can be efficient.
Hmm. Interesting.
So if I don't find a balance, my
Hmm.
efficiency will be lopsided.
Hmm.
So one side, I'll be okay on one part, and I will be faulting or defaulting on the other part. And that itself might not be a good motivation to continue with the journey of PCC, because I'll feel, wow, I'm failing in my family, I'm failing at work or some other areas, and it's because I'm coaching. I don't want that to happen. I don't want any demotivation. Yeah, I don't want any demotivation. So I need to be sure that I have everything sorted out so that I can continue the journey and complete it as per my goal, my target. Right.
Hmm. So what happens to Emmanuel if things are not sorted out? How do you feel in those situations?
Can you come again?
So you said that I love when things are sorted out. So what I'm asking is, what happens to Emmanuel? How does he feel when things are not sorted out?
Mm. Uh, Emmanuel will feel lost. I I hate I dislike disorder.
Mm.
Yeah, I dislike disorder. I like things done on schedule. I am always project minded. I like to start something, I like to complete it and put a closure. So if anything is not properly projectized or put in an executable format, it it gives me an idea of something is still lacking, something is missing. I am not settled. Yeah, because things are not sorted. But when things are sorted, I find peace. I find joy in doing what I'm doing, and I have a flow.
Low.
Yeah.
Mm. Um, you said about how the flow is necessary, and you mentioned how you feel at lost when things are not in order. Earlier, we spoke about the frustration. You spoke that there is a struggle going on. Are these two things related in that way? Or if not, feel free.
Come again. I didn't get that question.
So the start of our conversation started with, there was a struggle going on, there was a frustration
Yeah,
going on, right?
yeah.
And right now, this current conversation, we talked about how when things are not in order, you feel
Mm,
lost, and
yeah.
that adds to it. So is this two things connected or not? Anything is
Yeah,
possible.
they are connected. They are connected. The struggles would lead to things not being sorted.
Mm.
And when things are not sorted, you feel lost. You feel, okay, am I on the right path? Am I getting my hands on this? How am I doing? Am I delivering? I mean, is this worth it? You begin to ask questions. You're asking yourself, what I am sacrificing. Is it worth sacrificing for?
Mm.
Yeah. So that is what happens when these struggles are not paid attention to and it's not sorted, because when it's sorted and I have everything in their boxes,
Mm.
yeah, I can attack each one. I can deal with each struggle, each area, and I know I'm doing well. Yeah, family is doing well, business is doing well, my mentor they're doing well, my mentees rather they're doing well, and for coaching, I'm doing well. I'm getting my hours. I'm developing competency,
Mm.
and I'm looking forward to when I'm going to, become PCC certified. Because everything because everything is going as a flow.
So now we have conversation have shifted from plate to hats to cakes and now to boxes. Just a happy reminder. Also, by the end, see, we mentioned that what you want is to feel more balanced,
Yeah.
right? How would we know that in a coaching session we are, you know, moving towards or we have arrived to that balanced state that you want for yourself?
So, like I said earlier, what I'm looking at is have a sort of an idea of how I can structure myself, to create a balance, the things I need to, how I need to think, the things I need to pay attention to, the things I need to, maybe how to just sort things out and remove the struggles and create a flow. That would be fantastic for me. Once I have the flow, I can go and work on the others and then we can continue from there.
Okay. So if we have a flow with the way the things can go or should go, then
Yeah.
with that flow in place, the balance state is the result. Is that
Yeah.
okay? Okay, sure. Okay, now again, flow state, there are many things in related to that, but for you, being in a flow state or flow, how
Mm.
have you experienced that? How does it feel to you?
I think the when there is a balance, then there is a flow. The flow means there are no struggles,
Hmm.
there are no concerns. You know what you do
Hmm.
that time,
Hmm.
you know what you're expecting.
Hmm.
There are no surprises.
Hmm.
Everything has its place, everything is in its box, and you are handling issues as they come. You have your schedule going. For me, that would be a very great flow. That is flow for me.
Hmm. So, what would ensure for Emmanuel that nothing comes out of the box or spills out of the box?
All right, so it will be paying attention to the boxes,
Hmm.
at least know all the boxes.
Hmm.
At least for me, that's the first thing. Let me know. I will have to list out all my boxes,
Hmm.
right? And um, list out all the boxes, decide the ones that are actually top priorities and
Hmm.
I need to give time to, attention to, and how much time am I going to dedicate to them,
Hmm.
right? I think that will help me create some form of balance. I will know, okay, you know what? Um, maybe which do I give 1 hour to in a day? Which one do I give 2 hours in a week? Which one do I do every day? Maybe 1 hour every day. So that's particular attention to the priorities and giving priorities to the responsibilities I have. will help me create the balance, and then the balance will now create the flow, and everything will be in the box. Nothing is missing in the box. The box is
Mm.
properly handled. I think it's first of all sitting down and looking at everything holistically, and then look at them, based on the value, based on the priority, and try to allot the necessary time and attention required.
And how would we consider efficiency over here?
How?
We talked about efficiency, how we would love to be efficient and how it is connected to being balanced. How we would clock in that element of efficiency also, if you want to.
Yeah, I think that will depend on my goal, on my target for each box, for each responsibility. For example, if I say, okay, you know what, Emmanuel, you are going to do 3 hours of coaching every week,
Hmm.
maybe peer coaching 3 hours every week. Okay, how do you want to arrange it so that you don't miss it?
Hmm.
How do you want to plan it? How do you want to schedule so that you are able to log in the hours? I mean, if I have a presentation in the office, okay, how do you want to go about the preparation for the presentation? Who do you want to talk to? Do you want to delegate it? Who is going to represent you? Who is going to speak for you if you are not going to be available? Just putting everything in the space and then giving it the necessary attention, or the attention and focus that is needed. Yeah, that for me will help efficiency.
It covers thinking about everything, every factor. For you, what I could hear, and tell me how does it feel to you as well. For being in a flow state or getting into a flow is about sorting. It's about deciding the priority, assigning value, and that in a way makes you efficient.
Yeah.
Earlier, it's just a thought that I'm having. You mentioned that you have 1.5 year or something before the retirement age that you mentioned. What if that cap is not there? Would that change anything over here?
It will change everything. If I have,
I'm
uh,
just putting out there.
of course, it will change everything. If the cap for retirement is not there, I mean,
Mm,
I will just relax. I mean, I will just take it as it comes. I mean, I won't put there will be no motivation. There will be no
mhm.
not motivation now. There will be no urgency.
Okay.
Yeah, there will be no
And
urgency.
yeah.
Yeah, and there will be no motivation to quickly want to get on it. I might just decide to just postpone it and say, you know what, whatever I've done ACC, it's okay. PCC can happen another 5 years, another 10 years,
Mhm.
and you just go back. And before you know it, you've forgotten about it, you know, right? So that is why I love the way it is now, that I am moving from ACC, right, to PCC, and I can finish the journey.
Great. I do understand the way you are thinking because in a way sometimes I also think that way. Um, but the one thing that I observed and I just want to put out here, you can tell me right, wrong, whatever. When you mentioned that, okay, that cap is not there, okay, you kind of became so relaxed, there was a certain, tightness around, when you were mentioning about sorting and, putting it in brackets and all those things. But the moment the cap is not there, you became more relaxed. But you also said there is no motivation and you need
Yeah.
urgency. I'm just wanting to ponder whether, this thing, if, what if scenario, if the cap is not there, right? But you have the motivation to work upon with no
Mm.
external urgency. The urgency is within you. Does
Mm.
that become a possible, scenario, or how does it feel to you? How does it land on you?
Mm, well, it's difficult for me to come into that state.
Okay,
Yeah, it's quite difficult for me to come into that state.
sure. So
Yeah.
then let's put it in dustbin. It's okay.
Okay.
So right now, so you want to complete this thing within the tight timelines that we have. And for
Yeah.
that, for the flow state, the possible actions that you mentioned is about sorting things out and
Mm.
prioritizing it. Would you like to come up with some exact steps that we can take in order to make that plan work?
Sure. Yeah. So, like I said earlier, the first thing is to itemize everything
Mhm.
on my table right now.
Mhm.
Look at the ones that are very, very important.
Mhm.
Of course, you understand the important, urgent, not important, not
Mhm.
urgent, and all that. So it's for me to look at the quadrants, look at the things that are urgent and are important and give them full attention and make sure I am involved so that I don't get my fingers burnt. You understand? Yeah, so I can deliver on my expectations, the targets given to me to work. Um, yes, even though my organization is aware I am engaging in coaching, but it is not an excuse for a sloppy job. Yeah, it's not an excuse not to deliver on my responsibility. My responsibility is still there waiting, So I have to put everything on the table, assess the ones that need my direct attention and the
Mhm.
ones that maybe I can delegate, ask
Mhm.
somebody else to supervise and report back to me. That
Mhm.
will create some space for me,
Mhm.
right? And then I could also take some time off some other responsibilities and tell people, you know what, I am undergoing a training now. I will not be available for, you need my attention 5 hours every day. Maybe I will give you 2 hours every day. Yeah, just try to find a way around it.
Mhm.
So that is me looking at everything holistically and trying to put everything in the box and assign the value, the priority, and then also have the required time
Mhm.
for coaching so that
Something
at
that
the
you
end of
love.
the day, so at the end of the day, I have that flow because currently I'm a bit
Mhm.
topsy-turvy,
Mhm.
my coaching time has not been very regular. My work, yes, I have to focus on work, but say, if I'm able to find a flow, if I'm able to find a balance, I find a flow, me, like they say.
So you mentioned about delegation, right? So it is
Yeah,
from your plate, it's going to somebody else's plate,
exactly.
so that your plate has the space for coaching.
Exactly.
Right. So we were speaking about getting into, being balanced. For that, we need to have a flow state. So how do you feel we are progressing towards getting into the flow state? If you would like to share.
I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm like, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. Let's make this happen. Yeah, it can work. Yeah, it's like you are seeing the light at the end of a dark tunnel.
Vector. My
Yeah,
does
and
not
you're
have
like,
background, doesn't have a tunnel, but at least it has a bridge if you want to visualize a setting sun. But
right.
it's great, how you want to have you want to give everyone everything, and also for yourself. You want to
Yeah,
make space for what you love, but do
yeah,
not want to, let go of the responsibilities. That is a
right.
in your words, if I can say, it is such a balanced way of working. It's commendable. I just want to, acknowledge that. So what you were at the start of the session, the Emmanuel who said that, I'm struggling, I'm lost. And with the current realization that we're having right now, how has that Emmanuel shifted from the start of the session to now?
Right. So the shift for Emmanuel is seeing that it can be done.
Can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. Yeah. It will take some work. Yeah. It will take some thinking through. Yeah.
Mhm,
Um, I can see that, okay, you know what? It is not as heavy as it was. It has become lighter.
mhm,
I just need to put in the work, take the actions,
mhm,
do what I need to do,
mhm,
have the list, assign the time, assign the values, delegate what I need to delegate, give attention to what I need to give attention to,
mhm.
set my targets, set my goals, and work towards them. I think for me, it's a good one. I mean, I can see the solutions just bubbling up.
It's great that it's bubbling up, and it really shows in your face, from the
Thank
way
you.
you were at that time to right now. What is something that you require, or if any obstacles, if it may come, do you think that something can come up? Then you're sorting and you're prioritizing the boxes.
Well, so what I don't, the only thing that can maybe come in now is if there are unexpected changes in my work
Mhm.
schedule. Yeah, there are unexpected changes. Maybe I have to travel because earlier this year I traveled a lot, if I have to travel. I mean, that might upset the things, but at least I can recover. Yeah. And then, of course, my coaching colleagues, having enough time to for the coaching time too, that is also very, very important, with the support. Of course, I'm sure to get the support of, so I'm sure to get the support of, I'm sure to get the support of CTT. Yeah. So definitely, I see everything working out eventually. I see everything working out well.
So you have obstacles, but you also have how to tackle it. That is somewhere in your mind. That is what I could understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any support that you require to have a follow up or to follow through?
Also, I might just need maybe it's a bit of checking up.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe once in a while, just okay, hey, Emmanuel, how are you? How are you doing with the boxes?
Or the big cakes or with the
Yeah,
plate.
yes.
Sure.
Do you have the flow? Is the flow still flowing? Uh, are you
Sure.
still flowing? Are you still flowing? Are you still flowing with the flow? So yeah, it's the flow with the flow. So
Uh,
that at the end of the day, the target, the goal is accomplished.
mm,
I mean, I mean, maybe some checkup down the line, maybe the next 1 month, the next 2 months, the next 3 months will be a good idea.
sure. If you are okay, then I would be, I will be very
Thank
much
you.
okay to check in with you from time
Thank
to
you.
time after
Thank
the
you.
session as well. Anything new that you have learned about yourself that you would like to share, if any, and if comfortable?
Yeah, so I think one thing I've learned about myself is I think I like being focused.
Mm,
I don't like being distracted. And so I don't like having things hanging.
mm,
Yeah, I don't like things half done, half finished.
mm,
Yeah. And once I start a journey, I like to end it. Yeah, I did my master's um, 2018 before COVID, right? And I wanted to go in for my PhD, but I thought, you know what, let me just take some time to rest. And that is how it was looking like it's not going to happen again. So I learned my lesson. And that is why coming to coaching, saying that there is ACC, there is PCC, there is MCC, you know what? Why do you want to stop at this level? Just push on. So I just tell them that I like to finish. When I start it, I complete it, and
Gotcha.
that is what has reiterated itself in our
Yeah.
conversation now. Yeah. So how do you finish this thing that you have started?
Hmm.
That is what has come up again.
So you're a finisher. Once I start the
Yes,
race, I'm gonna finish it. Yeah. Come what may. And that is somewhere in the urgency that you told, why you require urgency. Somewhere it is falling in place with the way you are as a person.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there is I am just mindful about the time. So
Right.
if you're okay with it, do you want to add anything so that this conversation could feel concise?
No, I think for me, the coaching has been great. Thank you for Priyanka for um, making me think deep, analyze my current scenarios, current situation, and assess what, let me use the word, leading me or probing me to assess what is so important and what I need to give attention to and what I should look out for. I mean, I think for me, you help me find some light, in the journey of finishing, right? Yeah, because you can't do anything in darkness, actually.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but when you find light, you're like, okay, you know what? Yeah, even though the journey looks far, but I can see some light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see some hope at the end of the day. I think for me, that's what I've been able to get from this session. And I want to say thank you so much for
Thank
for
you for
for
being so
leading it.
honest with everything. Has been wonderful session for me as well, because somewhere along the lines I also feel that I need to be a finisher, that kind of attitude. Because I am like, "कि ठीक है, हो जाए," kind of that I will do at my pace. But yeah, that attitude also works. Maybe I should try.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you for
Priyanka.
your time. Thank you.
Coach
Thank
and
you.
coachee. Well done. Thank you. Coachee, we're going to put you on mute for now. All right, coach.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, coach?
I felt it felt good. Because I was not having any, I tried not getting into any questions or anything. I just went very intuitively, and I was just seeing him.
Coach. I'll invite you to refer to yourself as coach and not
Yeah.
I. And
Ah,
before you
sorry,
do that,
understood,
yeah,
understood. Yeah, as a coach, as
yeah,
a coach.
as
Yeah,
a coach.
sure, sure.
Thank you.
As a coach, the two things that I mentioned earlier about the presence part and about the coaching mindset, if I would had to, compare it, I tried to maintain a clean slate for most of the times. And so I tried to not have any pre-planned questions, which I normally do. So the pop-ups, not pre-planned, not in that way. It's very natural for me. So at least 60-70% it did not came. Only the words were popping out, the hats, the cakes, the plates, the boxes, because that came very evidently. And another thing with respect to presence part, I was looking into how the coachee is behaving, his eyes, or how maybe how the shoulders, whether they were relaxed after saying something, some words when it was relaxed, when it was tight, or so I was at least 80, mostly I was maybe one or two moments in between. I might not be present, but 80 to 85% I was present. I was not
Okay.
thinking about anything else.
Okay. So how did the coach feel to have a clean slate?
Mm, It's about realizing that when you're coaching someone, it is not my performance. How many people are there? 40, 46, 47 people. They're not seeing me. It is not my performance. It's everything is about the coachee. The moment that kicks in, that nervousness and those anxiety, it drops somewhere. Because I'm
Mm,
not here to prove anything, anyone, or whatever.
mm,
It's about the client, it's about the coachee, and we are, as a coach, we are becoming aligned with the client, with the coachee. Then all those nervousness, all those anxiety about what question, that goes away.
okay.
And very beautifully, when this thing happened, when there is a clean slate, your presence also becomes higher, because now you are in line with the coachee,
Mm,
be it the humor level, be it the mindset, or be it the words.
mm,
So things become much more easier. That's what I
okay.
felt. Yeah.
Okay. And I know, coach, that we had a few words before this where you mentioned that there was
Mm.
coaching mindset that you were
Yeah.
working on, the
Yeah.
before coach and the after coach. So where are you with respect to coaching mindset?
Mm. So maybe right now, what I am as a coach, it is a more evolved version than I was
Mhm.
6 months prior, because I was more into markers and having a structure and hitting all the things that are there, because I was thinking from evaluation point of view. Then 6 months when I was into a more creative space, I understood how emotions are, how you have to interact with it, and how we can put those emotions into words. So now this version of a coach is someone who can adhere to formats also, structure also, but who can also be fluid.
Mm. Okay. Okay. All right. Um, you had asked me to observe presence.
Yeah.
And here are some of the things that told me that the coach was present. There were a few places when the coach observed what was happening in terms of the client without any attachment. The coach also noticed a shift in energy a couple of times, and there was no attachment in one place. The second place, there was a time when the coach added a thing like he felt uh, there was a notice of smile and made you happy, is what the coach said. And a couple of times when the coach reflected, there was a sense of there was a word attached, frustration, that was. So
Uh,
these are the places where the coach had asked me to observe, and those were there. So although the marker in terms of observing the client, a shift in energies was met. This was something that the coach can reflect on, is what I felt. Um, the coach felt a couple of times that the coach wanted to jump in. Uh, what supported the coach to hold back?
I don't know when. Once it happened, I think the
Okay.
client was speaking, and as a coach,
Mm,
I jumped in. Maybe I thought that sentence had ended,
mm,
and so I thought it ended, and so it was more like I was matching his enthusiasm.
okay.
It
Okay.
was a
Yeah.
matching energy, and it
Yeah.
happens. It happens with me as a coach a lot that my energy levels change based on the coaching.
Mm, mm, yeah.
So there
Yeah.
was a point when I, you know, misjudged kind of. I thought the
Yeah.
sentence said it, and then I
Okay.
again went back. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I felt that the coach matched the energy throughout the session, right? Throughout the session, there was use of metaphors that the client had made, and the coach caught on the metaphors every single time. And every single time it was inquired, what is the importance? Again, you had asked me to check in the presence, whether the coach is able to catch on the words and metaphors. The I observed that the coach was catching those in terms of the metaphors, or even checking in what is the importance of those metaphors for the client. And in terms of the competencies, number 7, competency is what you had also checked in, whether so that was met without any attachment. I think you had asked me to share that if there are, I do have a tendency to share observations, but there are attachments in this current coaching conversation. I did notice the coach sharing observations and inquiring about the importance or the relation to words like balance and efficiency was related. How do they interact? So that was number 7 competency, which came up for me. And 7.1, 7.2, and 7.3, all of them were met. That's something that the coach had asked me to observe. The coach responded to the what of the client throughout, what they wanted to achieve, and kept coming back. My curiosity in terms of the coach demonstrating curiosity was also there throughout. I do have a question for the coach. Yeah. The coach checked in what they wanted to accomplish, and towards the end, um, they checked in how are the progress to the flow state. So, what made it important to bring back to the flow state?
The goal was to go into a balanced state. But
Hmm.
how would a person, how would the coachee know that he is in a balanced state? That was through a flow.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so the coach was inquiring with respect to whether that flow is there or not.
Sure. Sure. I thought the 8th competency, although was not asked for me to observe, was done well. And the coach, the client walked out almost stating what they wanted to do as a result of this coaching. A quick feedback or an observation, if I may share. There are a couple of times when the coach has, because the coach was matching the energy, there are times when the coach has a tendency to share uh, something which can become a judgment. So, if that has to be held back, then what needs to change for the coach?
Uh, so I think that judgment would come from that garbage. I think that point, that
Yes,
juncture.
yes,
So
yes.
as a coach, what I was trying to do is that if that assumption of that if that time limit is not there, what would change? So yeah,
Okay.
so that was I was trying to explain without being very
Mm,
direct.
mm, mm,
But then the coach came to know that okay, that is not something which in line with their value system. So I very explicitly told that okay, throw this thing in the garbage because
mm,
anyway it's not required. Because I do understand that this is why sharing an observation. I
mm,
was trying to challenge that assumption of having a
mm.
limit or a cap.
Sure, sure.
Maybe the words I don't know what I use exactly. If it
Okay.
may sound like a judgment, that is the reason at the end I told that throw it in the garbage so that the
Okay.
client is at ease in even in case I have
Yeah.
used some that kind of
Yeah.
words.
Okay. All right. Um, th- the observation was there. Just a thought. What if this is not is what needs to change? So if the coach had stopped there, then probably something. So that I leave it to you to maybe listen one more time and see what needs to change
Sure,
in
sure.
that question. Yeah. However, other than that, I felt number 4 competency, which you all again had not asked. Me to observe. However, I'm
Mm.
sharing was done very well. The trust and safety was established right up front. The coach created an open space, was comfortable with silence as well, linking it to number 5 competency. And there was pause and no interruption. Okay. All right. How are you feeling, coach?
I'm feeling pretty good. because normally I'm very, energetic kind of a person. But earlier, what I used to do, I used to tone down my energy level because for coach, I felt that we need to be very calm, collected, and so now
Okay.
I thought ki let the real personality come. So I will see, go through the recording and once again see
Mm,
where maybe the
mm.
words, if I could, so that it does not come out as judgment at all, because that is the last thing I want to do.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. Here is something from me, Coach Priyanka. Where is your flow, which you were also working on?
Yeah. I so smiled when when the coach he told about the
Yeah,
flow, because I
yeah,
was also talking about the flow. Uh, um, I think there was flow because I was being truthful about the way I am as a personality. Somewhere, trying to tone down the way you are, it also hampers the way you are as a coach. Every coach has a different coaching style. Not everyone has that calm, composed type of
yeah,
demeanor, right? So maybe for me, flow is to let go of the restraints and just be how I am as a coach. And in case then, because if I'm calm and collected, I never would have used some those kind of words. I'm very structured in that way. So that is the reason my question also comes after 1 or 2 seconds ka
yeah,
gap. But today I did let go of the structure and everything, and so I was,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Very nice. Thank you for that reflection. And may I invite this coach, Priyanka, who has let go of the structure and herself into every session. I think this is for bringing in everybody. Definitely, I will just put another layer to what you're sharing, Priyanka. There is no need to wear because you're a coach. You know, have those white hair and sit in a certain way and speak in a certain way. That's not required. Just be yourself. And I think, Coach Priyanka, you have once again proved that being yourself and that being of that coach is the presence that you are working on. So welcoming that, Priyanka.
Thank you for
Thank you.
enabling it to the
Thank you.
coachee, to the peers, and to the mentor coach. Because I
Absolutely.
know
And
it
we
is such
want,
a safe space, so that is the reason I could try, I could be the way I am. So thank you for that
yeah,
space.
absolutely. And thank you for being yourself. Thank you, client Emmanuel, also for bringing in something that you were working on currently, and it was something that you were dealing with. Um, any questions or anything? If you have any thing that you felt the coach did well, you may put it in the chat box. There is no feedback that will go to the coach. This, if you have a question that you would like to ask the client, you may put it in the chat box. If there is a question for me as a mentor coach, you may raise your hand or put it again in the chat box. Either which ways works. Thank you, Aditi. You can remove us from the spotlight so we can see everyone. Thank you. All right. What's coming up on the chat box? Okay. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. If you need to drop off, thank you so much. You may drop off as well. Thank you again, Coach Priyanka, client Emmanuel. Thank you so much for this. Elena, hi, hello. If there is any questions or anything, any thoughts, anything that you would like to share, please come on camera, take yourself off mute and go ahead. Thank you, Rajeshri. Thank you, Trupti. Thank you, Samson. And we have mentor coach Aman also. If Aman, you have to share something, I don't know how long you were there, but if you have to, please come, come on camera and speak.
Just
I
a
never
wonderful
noticed.
heart from my side. It was a brilliant conversation. Just came to learn from you.
Thank you, Aman. Thank you so much. Thank you, Durga. All right. Thank you, Prachiti. Ramesh, I see your mic is on. You have something to share?
Madhuri, one query actually,
Mm,
or
mm,
clarification rather.
mm.
This clean language thing came up.
Yeah.
Was there an
Uh,
observation of it disturbed or it's
no,
something not
it did.
possible? Okay.
It didn't. It didn't come up. No. Priyanka is working. She's already a PCC trained coach, and that's the reason it did not come up. Yeah, there were a couple of places where it was used and not used, and
Yeah.
yet it was towards the presence of the coach that they were working on. So it didn't come in between. Yeah.
That
But
should be
thanks for
taken.
asking. Yeah.
Okay.
So Priyanka, just to connect the dots, now in level 1, we have started bringing in clean language as one of the new, uh, modules that is part of establishes maintains agreement, and hence there was a query around it. Thank you, Rashmi. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you all next time. Until next Tuesday. Thanks a lot. Have a great week ahead. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.